I'd like to now invite Head Civil Service, Mr. Leo Yip, to address us, please. HCS.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me at the back? Yes, loud and clear. First, I want to say that I am deeply impressed by the energy in this room when I walked in. I only had the time to sit through 3 of the teams that have been working on your service journey for this morning, but I am very encouraged. The energy can be felt. And truly, when I was listening to the 3 teams, I think you have really put in a great deal of commitment, effort, but also passion to want to redesign service processes that are much better for the citizens that we serve. And can you all give yourself a round of applause? Well done. Well, before I move into the content of what I want to share with all of you this afternoon, and it won't take more than 20-25 minutes, I want to thank a few people and a few agencies for making this event happen. First, the 3 agencies who conducted the workshops. There are 3 workshops that are being run today: MOM, GovTech, and PSD. Thank you very much to the 3 agencies. Then there are a number of you, officers, who have stepped forward to play an important part to make today happen, including the facilitators for the workshops from different agencies, and also from 2 communities of practice, and they are the Design Thinking and Behavioral Insights communities. Again, to this group, thank you very much. And last but not least, we are at the home of URA, and we owe a note of thanks to our URA colleagues for allowing us to use this venue. URA colleagues, wherever you are. Okay, all of you are here, all of us are here today because we want to improve our contributions as public officers. To, on the one hand, improve the way we serve the public, and this is the whole service journey workshop, but also to use data science, to use behavioral insights to do our job better. And those are the other 2 workshops. And a year ago, we launched the next phase of public sector transformation. And the date is not important, but what is important is that we recognize the need for our public service to step up this transformation effort. Step up in pace, that means how fast, how urgent. Step up in scope, that means what does it cover. And also step up in breadth, that means covering, affecting, involving the entire public service, not just some agencies, not just some ministries, but everyone. Because it is absolutely important that we be purposeful and deliberate to prepare ourselves, the whole public service, for the future. And this is what public sector transformation is about. It is not a slogan, PST. It is not just a campaign. But it is a movement, and it is a movement of deeds or actions for each of us to contribute to prepare our public service, which means each of us as individual public servants and all of our ministries and agencies for the future. And to do this in a manner where we can build a public service of the future, not let the public service of the future happen by accident. And we want to do that not for ourselves, the public service, so that we can play a more effective role to build the Singapore of the future. And to do this, the public service has to first confront what I have presented here as winds of change, and they are really the changes that are sweeping Singapore, such as the very fast aging population that we are going to experience, such as the very fast changing society that we serve, that we are part of, with fast changing attitudes, expectations, and even demands. Those are winds of change that are blowing at us, whether we like it or not. How do we confront these winds? then how do we seize opportunities? And there are many opportunities that we must seize for Singapore. The opportunity of technology. Can we be one of the leading smart nations that makes technology work for ourselves? The opportunity of economic growth around us in ASEAN, Asia, how do we seize that as an opportunity to create better jobs, better lives for Singaporeans? And this cannot be left to accident. And if we do that well, then we are purposefully, deliberately building the future for ourselves, the public service. And if you can do that, then we are in a much more stronger position to build the future for Singapore. And this really is what public sector transformation is about. Challenges, opportunities, future. And some of you have heard this quote, or a quote like this, and it goes as follows. No, we don't have to create heroic, grand acts to take part in the process of change. Small acts, small actions, but multiplied, and in our case, the public service, multiplied by tens of thousands of public servants, can transform the public service. And this is what it is about. It is a movement of action. And it's a movement of action, and the words here, in case you can't read, is 1PS, one public service. So it is a movement, PST, for one public service, one movement, but many contributions. And this is what we are here today gathered to achieve. Each of our actions, each of our contributions. Together, collectively, tens of thousands of us contributing to public sector transformation. It is a movement of action. And what we want to generate is this movement of energy, the energy that you created in this room, multiplied across the whole public service. One by one, all these actions will help us make for a different public service going forward. And this is what this whole exercise is about. And we have made progress. We have made progress over the last 1 year since we started this, addressing the question, what is this transformation leading to? What are we transforming towards? And this short statement here just captures the essence of it. We want to become a lean, agile, digital public service that is ready for the future. Many words, but there are three descriptors there: lean, agile, digital. Why lean? Well, we all know, we all understand that the future before us that we are entering will be a future where Singapore will experience much tighter local workforce constraints because of our aging population, because of our low birth rates. How do we operate in that future, yet meeting higher workloads that will be demanded of us, higher expectations that will be thrown at us by the public, and higher levels of ambition that we want to achieve for Singapore? How do we do that? We have to become more lean, but yet more effective, yet achieving higher ambitions for our country and our people. We know the future is going to be more uncertain. It's going to be more fast-changing, whether it's from technology, whether it's from citizen demands, whether it's from economic competition. It will be more fast-changing. It will be more uncertain. And that's where we need to be agile in thinking, in action. And a mindset that has served us well for a long time, how do we be agile and say, look, that doesn't work anymore, let's move to a different direction and have the ability to execute that? That's agility. And digital, well, colleagues, we all understand what that means. We are already in a digital era. And we must therefore become a digital government. We cannot have a Singapore where businesses are digital but the government lags behind. It's as straightforward as that. And this is what we are asked to move forward into, a public service ready for the future that will be leaner than we are today, more agile than we are today, and more digital. We have made progress. From a year back when we started this new phase, we have, on the one hand, across the public service, rolled out many initiatives that help all of us to contribute these actions that I talked about. Actions to serve the public better, actions to engage citizens better, actions to build a digital government, and also actions that are directed inward to help to generate this energy and the movement, focus on our people. So PS Gabriel, who's right in front here, leads the PST Committee on People, which is how do we reach out to all the colleagues across the public service to come on board this movement. PS Ying Yi co-chairs the Digital Government Committee. How do we create digital government? And there are other PermSec colleagues of ours who are involved in this, the DSs and the Cs, some of whom are here today, exercising that leadership to take PST forward across the public service. Then we are making progress too at the ministry level, and each of the ministries have been asked to look at your transformation journey going forward. Develop a plan, implement it. But today, we stand at a point where to make PST happen, we have to mobilize each and every public officer to come on board. You have to be part of this, not just come on board, but contribute your actions and your make things happen where you are in the public service. And this is where we have to make PST real and relevant for you. In the work that you do, in the organizations that you belong to, in the service that you deliver to the public. PST has to be real and relevant to you. How do we make that happen? How do you then take on board the spirit of PST and say, how do I, the individual officer, prepare myself for the future? How do I contribute to PST? So today, we are going to formally launch 4 major initiatives that are part of PST. And they are, firstly, we innovate to serve citizens better. We push ahead with skills upgrading for ourselves and make that adaptation so that we have the agility individually and for our ministries and agencies and for the whole public service. We engage citizens better and we go digital. They are all action statements. They are statements that are inviting us to take certain actions. Serve better, upgrade skills, engage better, go digital. And this is what I want to walk all of us through in the remaining time. Each of these 4 action statements, the 4 major initiatives of PST that we are asking, calling on, and mobilizing all 145,000 public officers to be part of, to make PST real and relevant. First off, we innovate to serve citizens better. What is the idea? What is the spirit behind this? Well, we want to serve our citizens better. That is the idea and the conviction. And service, every day the service we provide, the service that makes a policy real to the people. That service interaction is that experience of our citizens, of their government. Just as you as citizens, we as all of us as citizens also experience our own government in the services we get as citizens. And that service experience will raise public trust in the government or will lower public trust. This is what it's about. And we are asked to innovate, bring our ideas, execute those ideas, that innovation to serve our citizens better. And the service journeys you have been part of is an example of that. It is an initiative that invites us to look at the service processes we are contributing to, map it out so that we can see how that service process looks like in all its component blocks. Listen to the citizens that are part of the service process today. How do they see it? Positively, negatively? Good, bad, ugly? And then bring all those points on board and look at the service process and say, can I fundamentally make it better? Can I transform that service process? So that we achieve 2 things. We save the citizens time in that service process. Better still if it takes no time, yet they get the service. And that may be possible if it's online. But apart from saving time, make the service experience a great one. One that is pleasant, one that is effective, one that is even enjoyable. And when we do that, then we try and measure the impact of that on the citizens. And one way of measuring the impact through these service journeys is the amount of time we save for the citizens. But also bearing in mind, if we save time for the citizens in the service process, we are also saving time for our own offices. And apply that same approach to ourselves, which is our workplace processes. So the service processes, which is citizen-facing, but we also, in our work every day, we are involved in many workplace processes. How to get work done internally within our agencies, within our divisions. Some of those workplace processes, you know, you complain, you rant, inefficient, bureaucratic, unnecessary. So do the same. Look at our workplace processes with the same approach and say, look, can they be shortened? Can they be made more efficient? Can some of those processes even be done away with? And we want to bring all of these two exercises, service journey, workplace journey, together and ask ourselves the unit of measure of impact. How much time is saved? So we decided we need to challenge ourselves. We need to measure the impact of this. So we came up with the idea last year of a new campaign called the Million Hour Challenge. And in short, the challenge on us in the public service to save 1 million hours. Save our citizens and ourselves 1 million hours in 2019. So all your service journeys, all the workplace journeys together, can we save 1 million hours? And P.S. Gabriel, who chairs the PST Committee on People, soft launched this in November last year. 1 million hours to be achieved in savings in 2019. Now, this is completely new to us, right? When we started this in November last year, we don't know where this will lead us. Maybe by December 2019, we only achieve 100,000. We don't know. So we set about in November. That's why it was soft launch, quietly, softly, so that we can make adjustments. But now I stand before you to tell you that after 2 months, we have achieved 1.16 million hours saved. 12 agencies have come on board, including LTA and MOM. 22 projects have been developed, and we are chalking up 1.16 million hours. So what to do? We already achieved 1 million hours. We can declare victory and then go back to our own work, or we say, look, actually the potential to achieve something really fundamental and impactful for our citizens, that potential is actually greater than we expected when we started. So today, I'm going to announce to all of you, we will have to refresh this target. I use a nice word, refresh this target. Not revise but jokes aside, because I think we understand it a little bit better now after having worked on it for 2 months. And we say now to ourselves, for 2019, let's strive across the whole public service to achieve 3 million hours of savings for citizens and for our own public offices. I think it is doable, but it means we have to roll this out across the whole public service, all ministries, all agencies, more projects, and more impactful savings for citizens and our own offices. Now, this is not a numbers game. Right? We're not here to chalk up high numbers. There's no point in doing that. This is a movement of action. And what we are asking every one of us to do is go out there and look for opportunities to make these service journeys success in your agencies and workplace journeys a success in your agencies. I want to share with you this example, which I thought is quite uplifting and is quite imaginative. It is from Ngee Ann Poly. Anyone from Ngee Ann Poly here? One colleague behind. This is a workplace process redesign. And this innovative idea from Ngee Ann Poly is to help their students and teachers who need healthcare services when they are unwell. This is an app that links them up, students and teachers of Ngee Ann Poly, links them up when they are not well and when they need healthcare services with telemedicine providers. So they go online and they get a doctor at the end of the connection, and then they get diagnosed. and medications that they need get delivered to them. So what does it do? It removes the need for a teacher or a student to go to a doctor. Now, I assume this can only be for the easily diagnosed conditions. I mean, if you have chest pain, I don't think you want to go telemedicine. Right? But it has worked well. It has proven to be very efficient, and it's a game changer. So they have saved 830 hours a year, and the convenience you can understand, the time saved, I think very clear. And it's just an example of what we can do to relook, and in this case, as I said, to reimagine something which we have to do day in, day out. And all of us are asked, encouraged, invited to come on board. And it applies to me as well. And I am looking for opportunities in my own workplace. I, of course, are part of workplace processes with the team that I work with. And I look for ways to save work, remove work, make work more efficient. Some of the things that used to be done, for example, when I attend some meetings, some of my colleagues do up a background brief for the meeting for me, highlighting certain things that I should look out for. And I've done away with that because I should be identifying those points for myself, not asking some of my colleagues to do that for me. And an event like this, it is an age-old practice. An event, a major event like this, for the organizer to appoint liaison officers, to PERMSECs or to myself. And again, I've done away with it. Right? What does the liaison officer do? Well, make sure I follow the program, make sure I don't get lost, but surely I can make sure I don't get lost myself. And I make sure I understand the program and go with the program. And that's what the administrative brief is all about. So there are ways and means of making those contributions, all of us. And here I'm inviting all of you once again, go back to your workplace, look for these opportunities. Go and light the fires and spark service journeys, workplace journeys in your own agencies and ministries. The next action statement is about skills upgrading. And what is the idea and the spirit behind this? It is the same idea behind Skills Future that the government has launched for our workforce. Recognizing that the work we do today is fast changing, and therefore the skills we need have to change along at the same pace and the same intensity. Technology is something to be harnessed. Levels of ambition, expectations on us are going up all the time. So how do we meet all these? And part of the answer has to be we have to push ahead with skills upgrading for ourselves, to do today's job better and to be ready for tomorrow's job. So this is what Skills Future at the public service is about. It is taking the same idea nationally and applying it to ourselves, eating our own medicine. And over the next many months, you will hear much more about Skills Future at the public service in terms of initiatives that will touch all of us, that will be relevant to all of us. But for now, I want to mention this. It's just rolled out by the Civil Service College. It's called the Learn app. It is an app enables learning by all of us anywhere, anytime. It is something that enables us to tailor our learning for our own individual needs and preferences and jobs that we do. There are 2,500 courses on Learn app today, covering a whole range of different subjects: digital transformation, data analytics, behavioral insights, policy development, public service values, everything. Come on board, Learn app, and make it work for you. Start this spirit of making learning a lifelong focus for all of us in the public service. I've signed up to this Learn app. I've enrolled like 12,000 other public service colleagues. That means there are many tens of thousands of you who have not done so. I've attended some courses on Learn app, and I'm asking each of you to do the same. But this is just a start of a Skills Future movement, which will need all of us to contribute those actions to skill up and adapt. Next action statement, engage citizens better. Now again, what is the idea behind this? I think we all understand. Going forward, we need to engage citizens better. Citizens, and many of them, are asking for their government and the public service to engage them. Get their views, seek their inputs, tap on their energy and their contributions. How do we do this? And how do we organize this as a movement of actions? Well, one of the things that we are doing, we've launched a new initiative called PS Cares, and PS in this case stands for Public Service. Public Service Cares. Not your perm set cares for you. Which has to be the case. But this is Public Service Cares. Public Service Cares for the people that we serve. And it is an initiative that invites all of us to come forward to volunteer. And this is volunteer, which means it is entirely your choice. Come forward to contribute to a cause that is meaningful to you, whatever the cause may be. And through the volunteer experience, we interact with our citizens. Hear them out, their views, understand their, what we call, in our jargon sometimes, their lived experience, which means how they live every day and the realities of their lives, the challenges they face, the issues that they are confronted with, and so on. And these experiences, these perspectives that we get from taking part in PS Cares help us to better understand how to focus our policies, our programs, our service processes in a more effective way for our citizens. So this is a new initiative. We are inviting all public servants to come on board. In fact, there's a volunteer.sg for you to go and sign up if you are so interested. And this is co-led by MCCY and PSD. And today I am inviting all of us to consider whether this is something that you want to be part of. There are other ways, and this is not just PS Cares, there are other ways that we need to come on board to engage our citizens better. And one of these other initiatives we have rolled out is something called Engagement Immersion for Leaders. And as the name suggests, it is for leaders, and in this case, for directors and above, to be immersed in frontline service and frontline activities that we carry out every day. So that's me in the picture, and I went to a SSO, Social Service Office, to be immersed in what the SSO does. And I sat down, listened to the needy citizens that we support in the SSO, hear from them, what is it that they face, why they are coming forward to their government to help them, look into their eyes and see what their challenges, what their pain points, what their concerns are about. And at the same time, understand our frontline officers better, the SSO officers. The challenges that they face, the difficulties they encounter, how to help them do their work better. Now, there are other ways. There's PS Cares, immersion, engagement for leaders, but there are other things that we need to do in the months ahead, which we will announce in time to come, for all of us to build skills to do this citizen engagement much better. But it's something that, again, is an action statement. The last action statement is going digital. This is a digital world we are already in. It's a digital society, digital economy. We have to be a digital government, no choice. And that means each of us answering the question, how do we make digital work for us so that we can do our job better? How do we contribute to digital government? And again, there are many ways we can do this. There are the digital tools that all of us have already today. You know, calendar sync, there's Grab at Work, right, which is really a digital tool for us to make claims for our work commute, and you don't have to fill up forms anymore. Really make the best of all these tools. Reach out, make it happen to help you do your work better. Digital literacy, and that's for us to understand, right, the digital tools better, data science, data analytics. And yet another initiative under digital government. And we are asked, do we want to contribute to this? Smart Nation ambassadors are our fellow public officers who think that they can contribute, and again, this is a movement of action, they can contribute to be ambassadors to help both citizens and our fellow public officers to be more aware of our Smart Nation and digital government initiatives. Helping citizens and our own public officers be better educated, better aware, better able to make use of smart nation, make use of digital government tools. Again, is this something you want to be part of? So I myself, last year I attended a data science workshop and opened my eyes and understanding to the power of data analytics, how it can help us do our work better. And there are other things we need to do as part of digital government, right? We need to shift some of the ways we think about our work. And one example I will just mention is this. In a digital government, data sharing becomes more important than ever before. The power of data can only be harnessed when data is shared. And it has to challenge our mindsets. This is my agency data, to no one else should it go. Cannot be. All right? In a digital government, data has to be harnessed to its full potential. And it may mean that that data will be a lot more valuable to my agency or my fellow agency colleague in another ministry. Yes, there are confidential concerns and so on, but we will overcome them. But it is a shift we need to make in our own mindsets to be part of digital government. And the action statement here is for all of us, go digital. Now let me wrap up. Let me conclude. All of us have chosen to be in the public service. And in the public service, the meaning of our work is a special one. It's different from the work that you do once you leave the public service. The purpose of that work is a special one. The joy that you get from doing the work in the public service is a special one. It's not about dollars and cents. It's about service. It's about helping Singaporeans. It's about making a better Singapore. And PST is that movement that is asking us to go back to the basics of the meaning, purpose, and joy of public service and improve the way we derive meaning from serving the public, strengthen the purpose of serving the public, and get that joy reignited. Why we want to be in public service. And PST is the movement that helps us to improve that fundamentally, to serve the public better so that we get that stronger meaning, stronger purpose, and stronger joy. It is about that. Yes, we don't often celebrate the fact that we are in public service. Maybe once a year, Public Service Week, we put up our hands and we celebrate. But why shouldn't it be there every day? Because it is something you do every day. Yes, maybe because the demands on us, the public service, are so heavy, increasing expectations of the public on us, so heavy. The increasing challenge for us to do better every day so that we can achieve higher levels of ambition for Singapore and Singaporeans, that is very heavy. And it's very heavy coping with change. And change can be challenges, change can be opportunities. And we are asked to adapt to change all the time. Right? Because the government, the public service, cannot be out of touch with the society and the economy. If change is out there in society and economy, the change must be managed within. And in some areas, we must even be a lead example for the rest of Singapore to follow, like digital government. But I think fundamentally, PST is to help us improve the way we serve the public and do that in a significant way. And we can only do that when we push ahead with these action statements. They are action statements. Innovate to serve the public better. Skills upgrading so that we can adapt and be more agile. Engage our citizens better and go digital. They are action statements. And PST, I repeat, is a movement. It's a movement. It is not a slogan. It is a movement, which means it's calling all of us to come on board, to be part of it. And I would say the journey of this movement is as important as the outcome. The outcome is the lean, agile, digital public service ready for the future. That is the outcome. But the journey, what is the journey? The journey is about each and every one of us coming on board, being part of this, contributing to it, so that you get that meaning, purpose, and joy, and making it real and relevant to each of us every day in our work across the whole public service. That is the spirit of PST. to think of the future, anticipate it, work on it, and make it happen. So, colleagues, 4 initiatives, 4 action statements. But at the end of this, I'm asking all of you once again, step up and be part of PST and come on board this journey and contribute and make those actions be part of the larger transformation exercise that will prepare us for the future and help us to create, in turn, a better future for Singapore and Singaporeans. Thank you very much, everyone.